Turning movement count study presented by
Jose Gamez,
Brandon Perez,
Joshua Cray,
and Zane Allen. We conducted this study on the Cobb Parkway and South Marietta Parkway intersection. Our southbound is from Cobb Parkway, and our westbound is from South Marietta Parkway.
The objective of our project was to find the peak hour factor between intersections of South Marietta Parkway and Cobb Parkway to see how consistent flow of traffic flows. If it shows signs of more of an irregular flow. This is our effort statement. Jose completed the southbound data collection and peak hour factor calculations. Brandon completed the data collection of westbound turn movements with peak hour factors. Myself, I recorded the video of Cobb Parkway traffic and provided field data. Zane also contributed by doing the PowerPoint presentation setup and outline.
The results yielded a total of 2,296 vehicles traveling westbound, with 686 vehicles turning right, 1,412 going through, 367 vehicles turning left. A total of 1,571 vehicles were observed going southbound, with 1,133 vehicles going through, 367 vehicles turning left, and 71 vehicles turning right.
the peak hour factor was determined between the hours 4:30 and 5:30 p.m. And to encapsulate the results, the peak hour factor for westbound traffic experienced a more constant volume of traffic, whereas southbound traffic on Cobb Parkway experienced a slightly less consistent and sporadic flow of traffic, which can often lead to more spikes. Heavy vehicles were more commonly recorded on the westbound direction and realized a little less on the southbound direction.
We observed the turning movement counts at this intersection to identify peak hours, congestion hotspots, and potential safety concerns. This information is invaluable in optimizing signal timing and intersection design. It was determined that the peak hour factors for both westbound and southbound traffic turning movements at this intersection indicated that the traffic was spread out evenly throughout the hour. This also indicated that the lanes operated at full capacity. It should be noted that southbound traffic is more susceptible to variability and spikes. Furthermore, it should be noted that a high volume of vehicles were traveling towards Marietta and Kennesaw State in the westbound direction, and in the southbound direction, a majority of those vehicles were traveling towards the city of Atlanta.
And in conclusion, the traffic flow in the westbound direction on South Marietta Parkway experienced the highest volume of traffic in the overall analysis. And to reiterate, it is important to understand peak hour factor, when realized closer to 1, shows a more constant volume during peak hours, whereas a value closer to 0 expresses a more variable and sporadic spike in traffic. And so, to finalize and summarize everything, the southbound Cobb Parkway traffic experienced the highest volume through the through lanes, the middle, with a peak hour factor of 0.88. And in turn, the westbound South Marietta Parkway experienced a more consistent flow through the left turn through lane and the right turn, having an average peak hour factor close to 0.9. And this concludes our presentation for turn movement study.